Hey, hi everyone. Good morning. So, guys, welcome back to the training program. Till the last session, we have seen a brief overview on the iOS configurations with certain examples. Starting from today, we are going to study, the PyTest significance and creating an examples on a PyTest. So, why are we going to use this particular PyTest? Means this PyTest is an unit testing framework that it is used for Python. Whereas an automation tester, we need to convert our test cases into this particular PyTest, which helps us in order to generate the overall execution report, in order to execute the tests in an order, all those things, right? This PyTest helps us a lot. So first, how exactly we can add this particular PyTest to your editor? The point is, open your Pycharm, okay, and go to this Pycharm settings, on top of which this is my project, and check this this one, which is a Python interpreter. Check whether you have a PyTest here in this list or not. See, I do have a PyTest in this particular list, so I no need to download this PyTest again here. Okay, PyTest is here. If it is not there, the next and the most important thing that you need to do is you just need to add an interpreter. Okay, if the PyTest is not here, then you need to add it. So by default, whenever you created it, you can find the PyTest here. If not, click on this particular plus icon and search for PyTest. So here is the PyTest basically you will be getting, and choose this install package. As I already have this package, I am not installing it again. Okay, perfect. So this is the way how exactly you can add a PyTest. And upon adding a PyTest, what I'm doing right now is for my better code creation, I'm just creating a separate directory and I'm naming it as PyTest scenarios. Okay, I just want to write it down all the PyTest scenarios here within this particular folder, in which I want to create a new Python file. And there are certain thumb rules that you need to consider while creating this particular one, which is a PyTest. It should start with the test keyword, followed by basic scenario. Okay, I just created a PyTest with a basic scenario. As we have already installed this particular PyTest, you need to import this particular PyTest here. Okay, that's it. So you need to import that particular PyTest here. Upon importing this particular PyTest, guys, the next and a most important thing that you need to consider here is you need to write down the code here, right? So in order to write down the code, I'm writing down a particular function. And even this function should start with the test itself. Your Python test should start with a test, and whatever the function that you are creating, you need to start it with a test. Def test followed by login. So I was just giving my test name as a login. Okay, perfectly all right. Login and okay, what is this? So def test login. Okay, and here I just wanna add a print statement, guys. I'm not doing anything here. Okay, so print login test. Okay, print the login test. That's it. See, guys, with the latest versions of a PyTest, basically, as in when you have created that, you do have an option to execute this particular chunk itself. So click on this run test. Okay, so as and when you click on it, see it executed that information. So the test results got a success. See here, basically test a basic scenarios in which test login got executed successfully and 100% it got executed, and the result is being printing down to the console. Okay, and the result is being printing down to the console. The similar way, even I can add def test logouts. Okay, and I am adding a print logout test. So I have added a couple more, which is gonna be a one more chunk here to this. Okay, I just added a one more chunk to this, and right click, run as. Okay, as and when you click on it, it's saying that two tests were executed. So one is this particular one. This is the test login, and the second one is a test logout. Both the tests were executed successfully. Okay, both the tests were executed successfully. So this is the way how exactly you can create it and how exactly you can execute it. Okay, so how exactly you can create it and how exactly you can execute this particular PyTest. And moreover, you can also run this particular PyTest from this terminal. So I just chosen this particular terminal. But one thumb rule that you need to consider is you need to be in this particular folder of the PyTest. So as of now, we are on the Python project. So here you need to switch to that particular, okay, PyTest learning. Okay, I just switch it to the PyTest learning. And from here, I just used a PyTest. As and when I used a PyTest, automatically, whatever the content that you have here, two tests were passed in this particular location. So if you scroll up and if you see this particular chunk, whatever the test it's got executed, it will be printing down that particular information here. Okay, whatever the two tests it's got executed, it will be printing down that particular two tests information here. Okay, fine. So what we need to do right now as part of this particular PyTest. So what I'm gonna do right now is, okay, so cd space, and here I wanna use a PyTest. And precisely in order to execute a particular test, definitely you need to give a PyTest followed by its file name. The thing is, assume that here you have only this particular chunk, but you don't have other scenarios. In such cases, it will be executed in a different way. But one thing that you need to consider is why you are getting a two things here, right? So, guys, if you see right now, the file that I have created is in a PyTest scenarios. So it's not in a, okay, so I think I was on a wrong folder. Okay, cd space PyTest scenarios. I think we should be in the PyTest scenarios, right? Yes. And now I'm using this PyTest. See here, that's the issue. There were two PyTest folders. I was in a wrong folder. That's the reason I noticed a failure. Now I was on a right folder, PyTest scenarios, and it got executed successfully. The two tests were executed successfully. Okay, this is the file name, and in which two tests were there, and both were executed successfully. That's what it is printing down to the console. And then the next point here is, okay, so from the terminal, I just want to go with only a particular file. So when we need to go a particular file means whenever you are in this particular folder, which is a PyTest scenarios, and when you run it, how many PyTests are there? All those things will be executed. Okay, here I have only one basic scenario. Probably you might have a n number of files in it. So running a PyTest will be executing all the files. But I want to go with only a specific file. In such a cases, you will be specifying that particular file name here. So that only that particular file will be executed. Okay, only that particular file will be executed. And I want to see a detailed execution. So in such cases, I will be using a hyphen s followed by a file name, which will be displaying what it got executed. Along with that, there is an hyphen v keyword as well, using which it will be displaying that what is the file name, what is this function name, and what exactly the test it got executed. The complete details will be displayed here ideally. So we will not come to this particular chunk which is of a terminal. Whenever you have created it, and if you want to execute a multiple functions, just right click on it and run it. Automatically the test will be executed. Or if you want to execute only the specific one, just click on a play button next to that particular function. Only that function will be executed. Okay, perfectly all right. Done the deal, guys. As part of the next session, we'll continue with the PyTest significances and other important concepts that we have in a PyTest. Okay. Thank you very much. See you in the next session. Bye bye.